I want to say the Underlord in the offlane, but I'm not 100% certain. But I certainly am fully in agreement with you that having that particular configuration can work out. I think Chalice playing Mikado in certain circumstances, when they've played it the most, it's been in situations where they're playing it into like a Puck, Void Spirit. In those situations, you build that early Spirit Vessel Orchid, do massive damage, but be a bit reticent to see it immediately being picked for Chalice in this situation. Of course, on the other side, LGD will stick with the Warlock. Shout out, boys. Thank you. And they go in for this Faceless Void as well. So, Bcop, you're talking about some of the heroes that Ghost still has in the pool. His Juggernaut, one of the most successful heroes that he has. He has played Void in the past as well. Doesn't seem likely that he'll pick Jug into the Void here. So, what do you want to see him play as they go deeper into the draft for RNG?
Kind of feels like he might be back on the TB, right? Like, that could be it. Although there's a lot to pick here, I'm surprised at this lone druid ban. I don't know. I haven't seen it personally in China, just like the games I've covered. I don't know if this is like
druid.
I told you about it, B-Cup. Lone druid is a sleeper.
Yeah,
super strong hero. Picked twice in China at all. Like out of.
I haven't seen it personally. I don't know. This is like an RNG special that I've just been missing out on.
Ghost has indeed played it. Yeah, that is one of the players on it. So it's certainly something that he is comfortable on. Indeed.
When did he pull that out?
I'll check for you now when the game was. Just give me one little shaking.
He played it against Aster Ares in one game and
it's the only game, yeah. Against Aster Ares. Against Aster Ares, they played it in game number 2. And then Summer from Dandelion Esports Club played it in game 1 against Aster.
5 seconds remaining.
Right, and it lost that game.
Yeah.
Just played with an Elder Titan.
The hero that tends not to lose, though, is Razor. Thank God. We spoke about this just now, whether or not they would have some kind of response to this. And RNG, their response is what Black was saying. Pick it up, grab it for Chalice. It is now seeming much more unlikely that this is going to be an offlane cuddle. However, Razor is a very versatile hero, so they could just decide later down the line. Although I would be very happy to see this hero being played in the offlane just to put some additional pressure in the earlier portion of the laning phase to the Faceless Void. Don't just let him have a free game overall. What's your read on this, Black? Where do you want to see this Razor go?
I mean, offlane is most likely going to happen again. Like when it's picked up in China, it's like I don't even know the percentage, but it feels like almost 100% always in the offlane. So wouldn't be surprised to see it there again. But again, Void has the time walk, of course, so he isn't too bothered by him. You have a Warlock heal, you have the time walk, damage, negation. Void is going to be just fine there. And then I go with the Mars Rubik combo, also pretty old school.
Yeah,
lots of damage. Syncue Rubik. Haven't seen too much of that lately, but he plays a really good Rubik.
Yeah, they start giving Xingqiu these different 4s and not just your typical 4s, and I feel like he starts becoming the playmaker we've seen him be before. The Razor, by the way, just Black, you were talking about it. The offlane has been picked 8 times in Division 1 China. Mid lane 3 times, safe lane 2 times. It didn't win the safe lane. It's only won once in the mid lane, but it's got an 87.5% win rate in the off lane, which is, I think, what, 7 of 8 right there. So should be interesting. I wonder if Nothing to Say would ever give this Rubik a shout.
We've seen Nothing to Say play Mars before, so it's a possibility. I think we actually have seen him play Rubik. I'm gonna go and check, but I do remember once seeing him play a Mars game that didn't look super hot. But this hero, gentlemen, this hero I think is really good. This hero is super hot in my opinion. Winter Wyvern, great way to just break up team fights, some good counter initiation when needed, decent in the laning phase, some heal for later on in the game. Potentially can be played as a core, which I don't like as much. I think we saw Paparazzi lose on that a couple of days ago. But overall, I really feel like this hero is actually underpicked in the region. Why do you think that is, boys, that we don't see the flapping Ice Lady?
Good question, because I agree with you. I think Winter Wyvern is very strong, pretty versatile too, as it can be played in multiple positions. We have seen Wyvern, especially against like physical damage offlaners, just do wonders, right? You just give one level in the Cold Embrace, suddenly your carry is like, yeah, thanks, I'm back to half health, no problem whatsoever, thanks for the sustain. And it is a very good answer to Mars and Faces Void 2, of course. Just reset the team fight, Cold Embrace whoever is focusing. So yeah, very strong pick here. Why is it not picked more?
10 seconds.
Not entirely sure, but I feel like in general, China has been a little slow in picking up some of the more meta things that the rest of the world has been playing.
I mean, it took us a very long time to start seeing this Beastmaster being. So we'll see where things go. I mean, also another hero that we didn't see that much in China until these last couple of weeks was the Zeus, and it's just looked very good when he is allowed into the game. For this game here, just for trivia's sake, B-Cup, it'll amuse you to know that the last time NTS played this Rubik was last year, January. It's been a long, long time. However, he has played 4 games and won 3 on the hero, so it's not completely out of the question. And they do not have last overall pick, so you can't necessarily rely on a gotcha pick at the very end. Let's assume it isn't the Rubik, though. What else do you want to see him drag out of his bag of tricks here for the last pick?
Remaining.
I guess they've got the cloth
5 seconds remaining.
focus if you were to go back to the Tinker, but I wouldn't hate it. I feel like, you know, you've got 2 big circles in the Chrono and the Arena. You've got some big team fighting here for LGD. If you can keep to stay safe, I feel like he could get away with another Tinker game, honestly.
Oh my god.
It didn't exactly look like the best Tinker game in the last game either, but he made it look like a Tinker game, that's for sure.
Into Wyvern Clock. Okay, if he picks Tinker in this game, he's
going to have bigger cojones than that.
Oh my gosh. I would be shocked and amazed, but I would also have utmost respect for him. Let's see. Now is the opportunity. They ban out Queen of Pain, Void Spirit on the side of RNG, so preventing that kind of high tempo from him. He could still... There's no actual Spirit here to play unless you're going to play Storm Spirit, which is definitely not going to happen in the mid lane. Whilst he's still making up his mind here, we need a hero for Ghost. Black, a resident carrier extraordinaire. What do you want to see the up-and-coming player play here?
Ooh. I'll let you know after the last pick.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Hedging bets. What do they need here still? It just feels like they need a little bit of reach from LGD and some tempo.
Yeah, damage too. Some chrono damage would be great.
What gives us all of that? Queen of Pain would have actually been quite nice.
Oh, of course, the Death Prophet. I thought about Lina perhaps, but Death Prophet is way better.
This is China. We should have seen Death Prophet coming.
It could be Mars mid, could be Death Prophet mid. Now, I still believe this is a very free anti-mage game if they want to run it.
10 seconds remaining.
But apparently the entire world thinks anti-mage is not a great hero.
5 seconds remaining.
Like literally every pro player is just like, yeah, AIM is a bad hero. Even though I feel like most of the games that I watch, it wins. Spectre into
the evangelist for the hero, but they go for Spectre. Yeah, into DP, into the Faceless Void. This is peculiar. All right, so this gives them reach the backlines of the fight to get to these supports. It's a hero that can pair quite nicely in the lane with the Winter Wyvern. I don't know overall though if I like the Spectre, and the peaks of this hero feels like it doesn't necessarily coincide with the peaks of the rest of this draft. B-Cup, what do you make of this? There's some skepticism in both mine and Black's voice. Do you like the Spectre last pick here for RNG?
I actually don't mind it that much, right? Like, if it gets to the Ags at a decent timing, your supports are very much in trouble, right? Because it's the Shadow Step that adds the dagger, and all of a sudden, like, where are you going to go if you're a Warlock? It just feels like it's a way to get to those backlines, get those supports, maybe jump back in with a Haunt. The team fight's not terrible here for RNG. It's Somnus this time on the Coddle, which kind of scares me. I don't know. Up against nothing to say. I feel like it's very tough to make something as paper mache work, because Coddle, when he's mid, kind of sits on the edge of being worthless and a great. So I'm a little worried in that aspect, but I do like the Spectre. If the axe timing's okay, I think it's all right.
All right, but I'm going to take it for granted that you're still going to be going LGD for your prediction, right, for this game?
I mean, that's the default, right? Can't go anything else.
Black, let's give you some homework here. You're not allowed to tell me LGD. What you have to do here is tell me how does RNG win this game and take us to a deciding third one.
I think they asked Kaka, how much pressure would you like? And he said yes, because this game is pretty much all on Kaka. I feel like all of his initiations will have to be spot on. And he's pretty much the only initiation they do have, unless there's like a great curse of X-Nova. So if he has a good game, it can definitely work out. Somnus and with a fast vessel could make wonders work against Death Prophet as well. I like their draft overall. It's pretty strong. But I'm just a little bit worried that if the Spectra and Razor lose their lanes, which is very easily possible, that they fall into this like scenario of no return. No, so yeah, it's I'm still going with LGD either way as always.
Well,
going.
In game number 1, we saw Q in very difficult circumstances still create a lot of control for his squad when they lacked any of it prior the blink daggers on both Tinker and the Razor. This game, all the pressure is on Kaka, but not only do we have precedent of a 4-position player in China being able to carry the team, we've seen Kaka do it himself many times in the past. We will find out if this will be one of those games or if LGD are really back to their winning ways and manage to sweep this series 2-0. To find out, we will have a B-Cop and Black together again on the mic. Take it away, boys. Bring us the hype, and please bring us game 3.
We'll see if it ends up being game 3. A little bit of a skirmish up by this top bounty rune area. Faithion taking a lot of damage. So is ZinQ, actually. And they'll get themselves 2 beasts. It all works out.
Wow, nothing to say. Outclicking Sumnus. That pink headset not giving him all the power that he needed.
Not yet, that's for sure.
Kaka bullying Y a bit.
We've seen X-Nova on this Winter Wyvern where he's kind of gone like that first big item blink.
Yeah, very common.
Surprised if he does that again and he just like blink curse.
Now, one thing I am gonna say though is that it is gonna be the Faith beyond Mars, which
we've talked about. Yeah,
it's a little scary if you're an LGD fan.
And we've seen him struggle on this hero a lot, but this is a very common lane. Like, it used to be the Centaur Rubik that was very common, the telekinesis into the hoof stomp, but now it's more so the telekinesis into the spear. We'll see if it even gets anything done. Like you guys were saying in the draft, the Cold Embrace may make that a little bit impossible to get done in the top lane. We'll see. Loving mid, by the way. The Crypt Swarm Illuminate battle.
Yeah. Of course, Cuddle will always have a little more spell availability. But yeah, this lane is not weak at all. Like, Wyvern is definitely becoming, I wouldn't say top tier pick, but a much more sought after hero, especially in the West as well. His Arctic Burn cooldown was decreased by quite a bit, and Faith Beyond is in trouble.
Yeah, he might end up dead with the Spectral Dagger and the non-Arctic Burn, but it ends up being Chalice who ends up getting first blood, killing off Fly. So Chalice is getting first blood, and that's got to come off Kaka running in with a battery assault and them just having a decent static link.
Yeah, must have been out of position quite bad if he quickly run down that far.
I guess battery assault plasma field, right? Like the slow and the battery assault.
Yeah, it's a very strong lane. One of the best Razor partners in the game, for sure.
So we'll see if they can maintain that and how Ame's going to do in this lane. That last time in that first game was a very open Ame game. So do they give him that opportunity once again? And as Ame, the Chronos, do you want to have to be reliant on it and have him be on point? Like, it feels like X-Nova's job is to just make sure that, like, oh, there's a curse, so Ame can't move in the Chrono.
Pretty much. Whoever gets Chrono, do you want to make sure that you save him with Cold Embrace and then maybe get a good curse on Ame or outside the Chrono? Because the Cold Embrace should already be saving whoever he's focusing on. I think for most of the early and mid game, like, Ame is really just going to be a distraction. Nothing to say, it's the big damage pumper.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Nothing to say getting that exorcism and seeing if he can just be tanky enough to run in and run offense while Ame kind of runs distraction. Again, they go after Y. They've got the Cogs this time. Y's already level 3. The plasma field hits, but Chalice not doing the damage to get the kill there, and he does have a salve on this Warlock, so he'll Shadow Word Ame, he'll salve himself, and that's why these healing supports have been so common.
He has to be very careful. Like, he kind of got baited into that. He's like, oh, they're going on my Faces Void, I'm just gonna right click them, and then they were like, nope. Going on you, in fact. Like, if the Razor gets like one more hit off, he's just dead there again.
Yeah. You can see Kaka waiting in the wing. He's just looking to do the same thing, go at him with the battery assault, has the clarity. This mid lane is pretty even. Like I said, it's the battle of Crypt Swarm versus Illuminate, and right now, Crypt Swarm has the advantage.
Yeah, if you say mid lane in general nowadays is a little bit uninteresting with some of the heroes we're getting there, and this matchup's no exception.
It used to be that we'd see a lot more supports move over mid, and there'd be parties, potentially 3v3s, but that doesn't seem as common anymore. Even though some of these players pick up these roaming supports, like Xingqiu last game, like, yeah, there was a party mid at some point, but at the same time, like, it was pretty quiet for a long time. It's not going over for that 4-minute rune. It's not making sure that you're securing everything with the supports.
The problem is just like the lane is always just pushed. Like everyone's just pushing out the mid lane, farming jungle. So it's very easy to actually make rotations happen without it being completely obvious.
So things quiet for the moment, but you can see that LGD CS-wise are getting more out of their lanes. At least for now.
Yeah, Void and DPC are very happy. It's actually not just cuddle, which is commendable. Not easy.
It's hard to ever go up and think that Nothing to Say is going to lose a lane point where it felt like even in a bad matchup it was a default victory for him. Ame chase, they've got the cogs, battery assault, and there's the kill on Ame. Big one to get for RNG. We've got 2 kills in this bottom lane as Y is chasing, hoping to get his on Kaka as the pyramids are used.
Or kill him. He just got a boost on the courier.
Yeah.
Otherwise he's dead.
That comes from the fact that they have 2 kills bottom.
Yeah. Be careful, you don't step out of position.
Doesn't even describe it.
Spectre locked up for a second. God's Rebuke pushing Ghost back, and there's the Spectral Dagger, but they've got the Telekinesis afterwards. And Ghost into the trees, but is he safe? No. There's a spear on the mark from Faith Beyond to get that kill on a Ghost.
I think it was important to die there. If he doesn't die there, his game is gonna be so slow. So he's not gonna be too mad about that death. Happens sometimes.
Now the tower might just die.
TP out.
Exorcism available, and they're holding it. They're up top with a couple. Kaka comes in, battery assault cogs, and the Spirit Siphon. Ooh, Faith Beyond actually helped out by Somnus, and maybe saved by the blinding light. They go after Nothing to Say. There's 4 heroes here. The Spectral Dagger was on him. They're fighting into the Exorcism. Nothing to Say needs to be careful. Illuminate's thrown forward, but Nothing to Say wisely goes north. Sajuki still alive, but eventually he's going to fall here, and that Exorcism doesn't do anything in terms of getting these kills or making sure they could take that fight. It does mean that Faith Beyond gets out, but that's really not what you want if you're LGD. You wanted to make sure that Ghost lane continues to stay difficult.
Yeah, but there's also a lot of rotations to the top lane, right? So there's going to be some space for the ward to pick up some experience as well. It's not all bad.
No.
Like, sure, you would have liked to get more out of it, but sometimes, you know, the enemy makes the right calls, coddle TPs quickly enough, and your DP just ends up dying there. But again, not the end of the world at all.
Kaka and wanting to run with the battery assault. Illuminate thrown over, doing a lot of damage to these supports. It's just early on, this coddle is hard to deal with in terms of what he's able to throw with a level 4 Illuminate. These heroes on LGD need to be careful because they're starting to feed economy into Somnus. It's got the boots of travel ready to go.
The direst elements are pelting Radiant's bottom tower.
Not so simple for LGD, even though that they were winning the lanes.
Yeah, a lot of pressure on the bot
Keyword is
as well, but Chalice.
Ame sitting behind Spectre now by a couple hundred. Top lane, Faith Beyond, Illuminate. Another kill here for Somnus. He got to those boots of travel, and now he's running around the map and making his presence felt and putting the pressure on. Xnova and Kaka have been together practically the entire time, and they're going to see these stacks. So LGD, I'm not sure they have a way to protect these stacks, and that means a lot of gold here for RNG.
Dire's middle tower. The Dire just can't resist attacking.
Definitely putting on the pressure with the newly acquired Boots of Travel on the Coddle. I like it a lot what they're doing. They're kind of leaving Razor alone down there, making sure that he gets a lot of farmers. And we'll yet have to see really the team fight ults being used. We haven't seen a Chrono yet or Mars Arena, so that's really where the big first rotation will come after the LGD lineup.
Kaka
Radiant's middle tower is under
getting hit
attack.
with the Fatal Bonds damage. Faith Beyond coming over, but he doesn't have a Blink Dagger. Right now he's just got a Bracer, a Ring of Health, and a Soul Ring. Maybe thinking about going into the arena to get something. Sentries placed down. That'll clear up what LGD just placed.
Radiant's
Ready
middle
to
tower
go for
is
this.
under attack.
Fatal Bonds on a 3. Kaka running in. Got some help from XinQ over to the side, but they just don't have the damage. And now RNG, they finally have overtaken LGD in the net worth department. And what do you do if you're LGD? This feels like things are kind of falling apart a little bit from where you had that nice start.
Yeah, but that draft is very strong in team fights. Like, not necessarily the strongest draft in the lane, so you don't expect to be really far ahead after the laning phase. But now with the DP ult and Mars ult available, they should just be able to get the top tier 1. As I said, that Summons is TPing in though.
No, just blast the creep wave.
Is under attack.
They commit the XO. And Wyvern coming over.
Burns
Level
available.
6. And who do they go for? Who do they lock it down on? He's taking a lot of damage here from the Exorcism in a short second.
I'm surprised that to say didn't pick up on that.
And nothing to say. TP's out. Chrono bottom.
They chrono him with the exorcism. Nice.
Coming bottom and trying to make this rotation to get a kill here onto the Razor. They know that maybe he did pick up on the fact that Xnova was taking damage, and now knowing that the Winter Wyvern was there, they were free to get a kill on Chalice bottom.
Dire's bottom tower is taking
It was an
a
insanely good rotation. Everything worked out very, very nice, and they used pretty much all the big spells.
Dire's bottom
Very great
tower
effect.
is under
Haven't used the arena yet, but he's just focusing on farming the blink.
is under
About
attack.
600 away, and then the Coddle is gonna be
Dire's bottom tower
pretty
is taking
easy
a
kill too
drop.
once you suck him down to the
Radiant's
arena.
middle tower is under
A bit of
attack.
influx in gold if they're able to get this tower, but with Exorcism
Dire's
gone and no
bottom
Chrono, they
tower
need to play a
is
little
under
bit
attack.
safe.
Yeah. Look at Somnus though. He's so close to a Spirit Vessel already. Doesn't have any charges though. So Vessel with 0 charges, we have seen it way too many times.
So wasting net worth.
Basically, yeah, 3k gold down the drain.
Somnus coming in, hook shot, first one from Kaka, and the damage out onto nothing to say. It's not a lot just yet, but they've got themselves the closure. They've got the Kiana covering it as well as the Fatal Bonds. Now the Winter's Curse. Nothing to say, surviving it all for the moment, but eventually he should die, right? Nothing to say, finally goes down. They were trying to clip this Razor. They've got the spear to throw him onto the low ground, and they end up getting the kill into Kaka as Ame will finish off the Clockwork. So there's 2 charges.
Yeah, it's very important that you
As the Spirit
do
Vessel
get those
comes out.
initial 2 charges.
We'll say
So now-
Ame, was behind Spectre, right? Like now you've almost got the Maelstrom with that Morbid-esque.
Yeah, and big worry for me right now is just that Razor is behind, and they don't really have a carry that can bring Razor back into the game. I don't expect her very much a hero that needs to farm herself as well. And Blink Dagger completed on Mars. Faith Beyond now looking to smoke up. But likewise, they're looking for a Face Support kill.
Can they get it? No Chrono for 30. He steps forward. There's no Winter's Curse, but there is a hook shot. And Kaka's trying to find the right alignment and does. So now, well, Ame in trouble. He has time walk in a second, but never gets the opportunity. The damage from Somnus. Oh
Dire's
boy.
middle tower
Wow.
is under attack.
That does
Wyvern
not
ping
feel
to the
good.
mid.
And they're all coming over mid. Winter's Curse is available in 6 seconds. They go to the blink as well as the arena. They've got themselves the cold embrace to try and keep alive Somnus.
A lot of damage.
Let us say, how tanky is he? Telekinesis throws him back towards Xnova, doesn't land on him, so no stun. Why? No chaotic offering. There's the Tumbler's toy, gets the cogs on the 2, and now steals the Spectral Dagger. They get the Kanaka, but it looks like they get nothing to say. Although on the back line, Faith Beyond moving forward, looking over at X-Nova as well as Chalice. They've got the Fatal Bonds on the two of them. The Winter Skirts locks up both the Warlock as well as the Mars. Chalice on the run, Fatal Bonds eating this damage. They've got themselves Ghost chasing off after Zincu to take out the Rubik. And now they kind of want to go for more. They're thinking about going for Y, but you kind of run out of steam here.
Yeah, I would like nothing to say, just focus a little bit more on farming. Like, once you have your BKB, you're pretty much unkillable, and you are the only person they focus all the time, right? So get your level 12, get your BKB, and you're gonna be very, very, very strong in those team fights. Right now, the Vessel makes it pretty easy to kill you.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So what do you just want him to focus? What about the rest of the team?
Time is running out.
I think I can still make plays with Mars. Like, DP can still be involved in fights, of course, but I don't want him to, like, hard committed to the back line. Because once he's caught out, they really have no way of saving him. This game, he will have to save himself.
They've got Arena again. It feels like this is the moment where they want to fight constantly for LGD.
Yeah, they got Chrono as well.
Yeah, they have everything except the Exo for 40 seconds. They have Maelstrom flying out, I believe. You can see Faith Beyond just peeking, just looking. Somnus is here. Solar behind. They've stolen the plasma field. The chaotic offering gets committed, and now they're holding onto the back lines. Faith Beyond taking a lot of damage. The Spirit Vessel's on him. Nothing to say, nothing he can do without the exorcism. They go after Zincu. Somnus moving in. They look over at Y. They get the kill onto the Rubik, and now the Spear. Wow! The Cogs reveal. Whoa! They get the kill on the Chrono too. The Chrono on a 2. They might lock down the entire team and get the kill on everybody on RNG. The Bash is coming through. The silence is there. Ghost on the run, but he's become a ghost of his former self. The Spear lands on Akaka. They get a full team point here for LGD.
Did you see that ridiculous damage of the Fatal Bonds and Spear on 2, Gods Rebuke on 2? They all exploded. Chalice died because the other two just took so much damage. She died like super far away from them. Look at Warlock's damage, 2.4k. Just courtesy to that Fatal Bonds.
Wow.
They just exploded.
That was pretty wild, the damage that came out.
I'm happy though. I want to see offlane Razor lose more. I just feel like it's not really an offlane hero. Like I don't know why it's so successful in the offlane. And this game highlights its weaknesses very, very well. So please lose this game. Make sure it doesn't get offlane as much. It's super annoying.
Look shot.
Oh, why? Goodbye.
He's dead. It really is. You know you're dead.
Yeah.
He's trying to get forced out.
Exorcism is... Coddle is very speedy though.
They've got the Arena too. And they're gonna blink. They want Psalmist. There's the Arena, but the Spear from Faith Beyond, it misses. They do get the silence. They have the Winter's Curse. They're fighting into the Exorcism. Psalmist, he's staying so darn close. He's just gonna die. I'm gonna say still wants more. Searches into the jungle, but doesn't find anything from RNG just yet. Zincu though, he'll see X-Nova. What is he holding on to? He actually doesn't have a spell in his arsenal just yet. He does have a 4-staff now though, so Clockwork's effectiveness a little less.
Yeah. But also to counterplay that a little bit, Kaka's going straight into the axe, which gives you the double hookshot of course. Faith Beyond went into Boots of Travel, that's the Omega Greedy. Wow.
Yeah.
As an offlaner? Like that? I hope that doesn't bite him in the butt. Because it could be a, a BKB soon.
Why? Steal the static link, and they'll deny the arcane room. Uh-oh, Cogs only actually ends up locking down one. And Zincu getting low, blown away by the Illuminate. But Kaka aimed far. Cold Embrace doesn't matter. There's the time walk in with a time.
Wait, just in heroes.
The Chrono, Ame's in on 2 of these heroes, but the other side of the fight is where LGD is at. They're going after the Razor. They're trying to get the kill on the Chalice. They've got the Fatal Bonds on him and Kaka. They get the kill there through onto the Razor. They take out Ame. He went in. Chrono Ghost as well as Somnus and got nothing out of it.
He jumped in, lost 90% of his health, and was like, oh my god, into Chrono.
That is really not what LGD wanted, and Ame on a completely separate page.
Yeah.
Really,
Oh,
it was really
Somnus.
the opposite way. Kind of crazy.
FBI still looking for Somnus. Not gonna find him though.
Team was focusing Chalice while Ame went in on the rest.
Yeah. I'm surprised because he also had the reverse time walk, but they didn't really use it.
Now they're in the Roche.
Yeah, the Manta Style Spectre is one of the best Roche timings in the game. And
So fast.
really look what they know about it.
Yep. They're not going to find it, but they've got the arena down. They're looking for Somnus. And Fate Beyond. He's up in the air. Again, they've got the Illuminate. The Spear pushes back Ghost, but he's going to continue to go in. They get the kill on a Fate Beyond, but they end up taking out Somnus. They lose. Why? Ghost. He's got a couple of kills. Nothing to say, needs to be careful. Oh, hook shot hits Chalice. Actually hits the illusion from the illusion rune. BKB gets popped by, nothing to say. They've got Ghost low. Ghost needs to run. But now they've stolen the Spectral Dagger. Time walk towards the back lines. They get the kill on a Ghost with that Spectral Dagger, and they should probably just take what they've been given and leave if they're LGD.
Yeah, well done overall. Decent team fight. We got Somnus again. He finishes BKB but now though, and so did Chalice. So their strong times are slowly coming online, and you're now very much reliant on the depth profit damage in those Chronospheres.
Okay, where these wards are for the tire. They've got one behind the tier 1 where LGD are going to feel like they're safe, and then this one that's up by the river that's
Radiant's middle
all
tower
sneaky
is
as
under
well.
attack.
It's really good warning coming up.
That should help.
Pointing up all
Typical of
the
X-Nova.
sentry wards as well.
On purpose, Radiant structures Radiant's middle tower is
Wrapping
under
all the way
Like
around.
study him or not, because he always gets away with those wards.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Faith Beyond bottom, but not getting chased with this smoke from RNG. Focusing the tier 1 mid.
Radiant's
You're
middle
gonna get it.
tower has fallen.
Yeah. It's not as easy anymore fighting into those BKBs now.
What's the deal here for Ame? He's going BKB, but is this... Where's the timing if you're this void where you really feel strong?
I think it will have to be that BKB. He's pretty much unkillable.
Think so?
Yeah. I mean, the only thing they really have to go through is the clockwork. They have Wyvern too, of course, but even if you get Cursor on like 3 heroes, you don't really have the biggest amount of rifle coming out of them. And you should feel very comfortable just poking in and out. You got a Master also front there for you. And now that Boots of Travel on the Mars, I feel like are kind of backfiring already. He could have had his BKB and speeded one of the biggest front lines for his team. Now the BKB is still 1,500 away.
It certainly felt like LGD have kind of gone a couple of builds this series that have felt greedier than most.
Yeah. But especially from the offlane, like your mid lane is going to be farming, your carry is going to be farming. So what do you really have the Boots of Travel for?
What is that based off of? Like, is that just... That's not like disrespecting the enemy and knowing that they farm the map better than them, right?
No, it's usually just when you have like a really good game. Down the line it's an economy game, right? Where you don't have to buy TPs anymore, can farm waves faster while still connected to your team. Which is what they're doing right now. Like the Mars will push to the top, and they can always connect to them. But they're smoking in a completely wrong direction. Razor is just gonna say goodbye.
You're going to try and force the time walk, which they did. I thought a hook shot might... He walked down bottom when they smoked. I'm surprised. I thought what they were trying to do was rocket flare, force the time walk, and then assume where he was with a hook shot.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
If Faith Beyond gets this BKB, though, like, the boots of travel don't feel that bad, right? Like, you've gotten what you wanted out of the map.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yep. If they can avoid
The
the fight until then.
pelting Radiant's bottom tower.
Close to his BKB. Oh, they're smoking onto him. Oh, he's 200 away from his BKB, man. Ah, if he dies here. They're afraid of going in though.
The Dire's poor top tower.
Sinku's positioning is also great.
Scan right. Kaka's smoke's gonna be broken. Telekinesis throwing him back. Doesn't land on anybody, but there's the 4-step away. It doesn't matter. Silver Bond means you can't move. I think he's just gonna die. They do get the BKB though here on this Faceless Void.
Yep, same as the Mars too. 100 gold away from that.
Is under attack.
But it's the same for the Dire, right? They have also 2 BKBs, so it really come down to execution. Can you kite them?
Now he's going Mjolnir.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Why? Oh. Kaka didn't have hook shot.
By the power of Gorov, B-Cop.
Gorov.
And DP almost had Shiva Scar completed. Once that's done, she's pretty much unkillable. Unless she's completely isolated and Spectre gets her Desolate Manta combo on her. In which case it's gonna hurt. Even for the Desolate damage talent as well. Oh, they're finding the Spectre. They're running right at him. But he's smelling it.
Yeah, he gets out. The illusions are what's farming here. And kills Somnus's courier with an ulti orb on. Not that that was the finishing of a Hex, but it's the beginnings of a Hex.
Yeah, and nice stats too. 200 health. Definitely scoff that.
The Radiant must summon the spirit to defend their top tower.
They don't ever want that again.
The question is, what do you really want to steal for Xingqiu? It doesn't seem worth it.
Spirit form Illuminate is insane. Because you can just cast without channeling it. In order to avoid its bottom. Now here's the problem. You have your BKB, how do you actually kill this Void? Well, the axe on Kaka might be the answer. Double hookshot.
Yep.
Leads to a lot of problems.
Shiva's now coming out for nothing to say.
Bottom tower is under attack.
So whoever wins that next team fight is gonna be in a massive driver's seat.
Bottom tower has fallen. I'm sorry to say it.
But Ghost happy.
Push up bottom.
He's happy to have his time. Time up over. There's the blink as well as the arena. They get Kaka, who they kind of want to take out of the fight to start. They've got the exorcism. There's the token. Catches him on the edge, and they've got the cold embrace. They can't kill him just yet. Kaka finally taken out with the God's Rebuke. They get the kill in a while though with the BKB pop out. But he does escape, and they've lost 2 on the side of LGD. Ghost gets the kill there on the Xingqiu. He can't seem to survive these fights.
Bottom tower is under attack.
And Spectre is just a mega hard counter too. Your Rubik, you don't really have many plays at all. You get Dagger, it just follows you. That's why it's not really Ghost Scepter now.
Accomplishing too much.
Yeah, Chrono also used. But again, like as I said before, there's really no damage from the Void right now. That's gonna be somewhat remedied once he has his Mjolnir. But if the DP is there with the Chrono, the Razor's just dead. Now though, 100 seconds on both the Chrono and the DP ult. Massive openings for RNG. And they're looking already.
Nothing to say in trouble. Silver Bind on the run. Spirit Siphon gets broken. The Silent and there's the BKB. The spear lands, hits Ghost, locks him onto the tree. X-Nova trying to come over and find himself a Winter's Curse, but won't find anybody just yet. Meanwhile, Ame farming. He's got himself a Titan Silver. And there's that Blink Dagger we talked about. That first big item, Blink Dagger for X-Nova. That's exactly what we were saying would be a big difference maker in this game.
The Dire's poor top tower.
Of course, Titan Slipper.
Now.
Also better pickups as well.
Dire's structures
Chalice almost into the BKB. They're forcing the mid tower a lot right now because they know, of course, everything's on cooldown pretty much other than the core.
And they haven't showed this blink yet on X-Nova. Hookshot comes out, Another to Say in trouble. Chaotic Offering comes through, it lands onto 3, but Another to Say already dead. They got Ghost the kill. The second hookshot is going to land onto Y, who had the upheaval down, and it looks like RNG. They're just going to run through this, but they got the arena as well as the God's Rebuke. They land the spear. It's out in a challenge, but the Cold Embrace is there. Ame comes in, the right clicks forward, out onto this Razor with the BKB pop. They've got themselves a Winter's Curse. What the hell? Comes in from Xingqiu, slams him down onto 2. They get the kill to Kaka as well as Chalice. They take these heroes both out, but now can they catch up to anything else? They're going to look for Ghost, potentially X-Nova, though they're running and no chase is being given from LGD. Thought that was going to go way worse for LGD, but somehow Xingqiu from a distance, he was able to get a lot done in that fight to help out Ame. Just got the BKB off with the Winter's Curse being placed on him.
Yeah, massive arena spear combo also on to the Rubik and Clock. Razor and Clock.
Radiant's bottom tower
Hex is almost done though. Very close, and then they have all the tools they need to really lock down
The direst elements are
before
pelting Radiant's
BKB.
bottom tower.
Nothing to say. Sans BKB, when it's on cooldown, he feels like he just gets destroyed.
Yeah.
And then Mars,
Radiant's bottom
like,
tower is under
he's trying
attack.
to
That's
go
Coddle
for
for you,
Lotus
though.
Orb.
Right. Like Coddle always makes you feel like you're getting destroyed if you have no BKB up.
The Chaotic Offering was in a solid spot there from Y. You just get that off of the Fatal Bonds. It feels like he does a lot in these fights, but he is not surviving them. Neither is Xingqiu, so it's been quite tough for the two of them. And there's the
You
Ghost
have to
Scepter
be
for
pretty
Xingqiu.
careful how you approach those team fights. If you have nothing to say. Like, he just walked up with no BKB. Can't really think about the consequences, but Kaka didn't really think much at all. Went in, instantly killed him.
Scotty now for Spectre. But Lotus Orb for Faith Beyond.
The Spectre for Scotty is gonna be very big. There's gonna be a Ghost Scepter though on the Rubik, so he can protect himself. There's a Ghost Scepter on Walk as well, so the support shouldn't die like outright. Spectre will have to work for it a bit.
Smoke from LGD. Chaotic Offering on
5-9.
cooldown. I mean, that was a big part of their fight. Fighting without it would be a problem. They do have this Rocket Flare on the Rubik, though, that can grant them some vision.
Yeah, no one's showing anywhere. All the lanes are pushing in. So
You
it's
sneak
really obvious smoke.
I guess not. Yeah, 5-man smoke now coming out from RNG. Wrap around. You can get Nova. Dubuque the spear is going to hit on an illusion. They've got themselves the hook shot. It's down. The Corona that's going to land on the Sonnet. The damage coming in through is going to be enough. No, it's not. They've got the Wind Curse to lock down Ame. Ame's still trying to go for this. It could be Chalice, Static Link, now Somnus looking over at Ame, who finally has the BKB. The spear comes in, they get the kill on the Somnus, but the damage coming out on Ame, he needs to run! Oh my! And he doesn't have a BKB much longer. The telekinesis is out onto Chalice. They could just potentially take Roche. No Chrono, no Death Prophet, no Arena, no nothing. Ooh, Ghost, standing still. Ame in a couple of bashes, end up stealing the Haunt. And now they look over at Faith Beyond. Static Link on him, God's Rebuke, but they can't break the leech. They've got the time dilation as well. They just held them down, and now these heroes can't really get away. Static Link stolen by Xingqiu. He's doing a lot from it.
Nice.
They've got the spear. The Static Link is in. They've got the Cold Embrace. Ghost maybe looking for the supports on the backlights, but he can't find who he wants to go for. They get the kill next over. They look over to the plasma field. It's out onto Faith Beyond, but they've got the shard on this Rubik, so the telekinesis throws Faith Beyond out of mortal harm. Ghost, Chalice, their Fatal Bonds together. They're going to buy back here on X-Nova. X-Nova trying to get back into the fight. Kaka, meanwhile, he does have overclocking if he wants to go in with another hook shot.
Yeah.
That fight again, LGD kind of salvaged.
They did. On the back of a pretty big mistake, nothing to say. Gets hexed before his BKB popped, and if the DP is there, the fight will look very, very differently. So he has to be very careful, because the Coddle, of course, under his ultimate, as well as the headband influence, he's gonna have like a full screen worth of hex cast range. Be careful, don't get caught out. They might just use Exorcism for the Roshan, perhaps?
It's hard. It's hard to commit to this. They saw it with the Rocket Flare. You need to have something.
You're just gonna blast in. Yeah.
Time walking.
Wait, did I make it again?
It's nothing to say. It's caught, but the telekinesis
nice
moves them
save.
out of the arena. Now they've got the BKB. It's all safe from Xingqiu, but they look over now. Faith Beyond, he's in the pit. Hook shot once again from the overclocking coming up from Kaka, but BKB pop by Faith Beyond. They're into the pit. Faith Beyond using the spider legs to get out of the pit. Time off, time dilation once again. Ame right clicks, gets the kill on Kaka. There's the Winter's Curse. It's locked to the series. They've got the Splinter Blast. Ghost trying to run. But Xingqiu 4 step forward. He's got himself the dagger. The Chrono, it's used. It's down on the side. Summons. They've got the Summons. There was a follow-up from nothing to say. They get the kill there on the Summons. They'll take out the Gato. They're still looking for the rest of these heroes. Time walk, time dilation once again. X-Nova with Arctic Burn gets out of this one. But Kaka, he's with the cogs around him. There's the back. Sword him down. They've got the kill on the clockwork. One more hit is needed. Is a mega kill streak for Ame. And LGD again. They come out pretty much unscathed from that fight. And they're into Roach.
Challenge has been tracked. Careful, you know, but
moving forward. Hall once again. With the spear, but it's not going to matter. They get the kill into the Mars. They look for the chaotic offering. Lands on a chalice. They've got themselves the fatal bonds, and now they'll jaunt around. Ghost with the double dash is trying to find somebody to go after. They've got the shadow where they get the Aegis in the hands of Ame. Ghost now trying to TP away as he will while being hit by that goal.
Man, these team fights are so damn long. But yeah, ultimately Void will pick up that Aegis.
And the shard? Yeah, he's got it.
Yeah, but he already had one.
Radiant's bottom tower is
I would say
because
no, Jeff has it. No, Jeff already has one, so it's going to the Mars.
Oh yeah, I mean, Marco's also pretty good, double spear. But yeah, again, nothing to say. He got bailed out there by Zinq, who is probably the team fight MVP. But yeah, you gotta be so careful if you have nothing to say. Like, if you die there instantly, the fight is over.
Without that telekinesis save, they don't win that fight.
Yeah, it's your chance.
I mean, now about to hit level 25.
And already, the backtrack could be a big problem, or even the chrono AoE as well.
Yeah, we've seen just, you know, how close it is on these chronos where he throws them on the edge. So we'll see what happens. Ame, now he's going into the Lincolns. Protect himself from potentially that hex, right?
Yeah. Yep. Can also throw it onto the DP if ever necessary.
It gets really difficult for RNG.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Finding Ghost kind of being not as confident in these fights again. Like, he threw back Death Prophet. Ghost was going in to potentially focus on nothing to say, backs away, and then he really doesn't output that much damage in the fight.
Ooh, there was the big mistake on the spear.
But he got
catch him. No.
Oh no! Hey!
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
LGD, just a massive amount of mistakes. No, how does Kaka stun himself in the middle of the lane and still get to leave?
Yeah. That looked like...
that was a blunder.
That's a fails of the week kind of submission.
Oh yeah. All of it.
Yeah.
Something Ame more like a Amoda. I didn't, you know.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
You tried.
Man.
Commendable effort.
Tried. I didn't want to just say it outright. I feel like it's not as funny that way.
Resist attacking Radiant's top tower.
Stormcrafter for both teams. Plus, I gotta let the cringe flow through chat.
Is under attack.
Oh, I don't.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Of cringe.
Put that.
That's a good one.
Put that in my veins. They still have a tier 1 top. Oh my god. Who took
Aegis for 130. The thing is, you have no chrono now, so can you really use the Aegis? When you chrono, what, 30 seconds left on it?
You'd have to be formulating a fight that hits on the back end of that. Spear, but Fabian, he's in pretty far. He's got the Lotus Sword. That's actually going to reflect the Hex. Quick shot comes into the back line, looking over at Zinq. He'll pop that Ghost Scepter. They've got the Fatal Bonds on a couple of these heroes. They've dropped on the arena. They've got themselves the Han. Now jumping over to the Rubik. Rubik gets away. They've got the Exorcism Pod. They'll for Kaka that should be able to get the kill to the clock. They already took out X-Nova. Clockwork stun. Chalice can't move overclocking. Chalice can move away. And now the BKB is about to run out on him. They get the kill to both supports on the side of RNG to take out Chalice. 3-0's dead on the side of Royal Never Give Up. And LGD, again, coming out ahead. That was a fight with no chrono, and they're going to have it up in just a second.
Did you see what Zinq again? He stole the Arctic Burn, Ghost put his hand on him, and he just kept doodling around the little hill there.
Yeah.
There was no dagger because he didn't go for the dagger cooldown on Ghost, so he couldn't follow him and he was forced to TP out. I think he's actually just making all his defense look so easy.
He's really outplaying them. 21 assists. He's involved in 22 of the 24 kills that LGD have in this game.
Yeah. It's about to expire, but how big of a difference does it make? No
Haunt.
Razor. When Razor comes back, he will also have no refresher, no Haunt. I mean, Somers is trying, you know, he's trying real hard.
Barracks are under attack.
It's at least the mid-set.
Before it gets worse,
They
middle barracks
go for more. They can't go through bottom. There's still a tier 2 there, and there's the Aegis expiring.
Yeah, and refresher almost done on Mars as well. They're probably gonna wait for an AC down on DP. They're getting all these core items, and now they're 12k gold ahead. Yeah, like against the team fight lineup like this, it's very, very hard to come back. The gold deficit touches 13k. You can see, you can sense Ghost's frustration too. He's going straight into a nullifier. He's like, all right, I've had enough of your shenanigans. You will die if I jump you.
Genuous assertions or whatever it is from Mass Effect.
You know, the sad part is there's really nothing you can do about it. So, for Xinq's sake, I would love it if LGD finishes the game before he gets that nullifier, because otherwise Rubik is going to be very sad.
You say that, but Xinq, he'll find a way, it feels like.
Ah, somehow. Can like steal the curse and blow a fight somehow, and it's a DD on Void.
Arctic Burn, but he's sold up via the plasma field. They've got themselves the arena as well as the spear. That lands out onto the clockwork, but the cold embrace is there to throw down, and the chrono, it's out on the shot trying to get the kill there. They get the kill on the Kaka. They look over as the exorcism's going to be popped. Dominus running from Ame. One more right click to get the kill, and they'll end up finishing him off. They got the chaotic offering. It's right on top of him. He is in so much trouble. Ame with the double kill. Now they look over at X-Nova, who's floating in the air with the cold embrace as well as the Arctic Burn, but they've got themselves a fear thanks to the charge on they get the kill on X-Nova. Will take out Chalice. Everybody's dying in the side of RNG. They don't have buybacks on 3. And there's nothing stopping LGD from continuing on, and GG is called. LGD, they'll take out the leaders of the region in a 2-0 sweep.
Yeah. Game 1, they made it look super easy. Game 2, they had a couple of hiccups here and there, but ultimately still grind out the win. I have to say, Xinq just played out of his mind. Armor 2 on his Void. Phenomenal performance this time around. And again, day performance from the last series. And I'm very happy to see LGD like this. This is the LGD we know, good team fight execution. Even if the lanes don't go super well, there's always a way back for them. That's exactly what they showcased here.
Yeah, without a doubt. Perfect game as it was. Ame came through on that Faceless Void. Faith Beyond might not have had the best performance on his Mars overall, but ultimately Xinq on the Rubik. Woo! Heat being brought here today by PSG.LGD, and they will claim it